Back to the StarCraft 2 2022 World Championships at IEM Katowice. The best players converged to determine who's the best of the best and who's the best of the rest in the most cutthroat bracket. The round of 36, these two players have battled through for one of only a few slots. These games recommended by a ridiculous amount of people, arguably the best games of the tournament, the match of the year, whatever clickbait title we come up with. Hopefully you enjoy this match from IEM Katowice, and let me introduce our challengers. First, formerly known as Soul. My favorite theory is that he played so many Protoss, he was left with only his spirit. But yes, I do like how he stuck with the theme. But the European micro Terran only stacked up in the blue pieces in the bottom left. Now this probe, you may have seen this player before, but in a slightly different, oh, well, very similar context actually. Thank you for demonstrating what kind of player you are, my friend. The foil to his countryman Has, the Taiwanese Protoss player, known for matching Has tit for tat and pool noodle for pool noodle in some of the most ridiculous series I've ever... Okay, well, here we are with buildings in 3 different bases, starting things off strong in this best of 5. Nice. Has without as much of a story in this tournament. At some point, your luck runs out, which some might, for Has, might have been a good thing. But nice, definitely, he's gotten the better of Has recently. And here we see, well, he hasn't abandoned his creative ways. He's stolen the gas with the probe he sent out at the beginning of the match. He lost that probe to a Reaper, but not before harassing multiple SCVs. There are multiple bunkers being built on both sides of the map. The engineering bay block forced the third Nexus, which has a bunker behind it, which is supposed to be in the natural, but there's no units to actually defend that. There's a shield battery in the main, an Adept heading across the map, the factory actually going to be scouted by the Assimilator, the Reaper getting chased away by an Adept Shade, and you can kind of tell what kind of series we're going to have here. I have it on good authority. I haven't watched these matches, but I know this one goes the distance. This is not a quick 3-0. Spoilers. But don't go skipping anywhere yet, as right now Spirit can't even finish his command center, let alone this series. Yep, the SCVs dodge into the bunker, 2 HP between them, other one looking for a repair, another Adept is coming through, the SCV's on the run, but one goes down, the other one slips into the bunker, CC still not finished, the Adepts being targeted, one goes down, other one shades away, Reaper behind the third, Assimilator still intact, command center finally done, the worker count 25 to 24. So here we are. Oh wait, Marines chasing Adepts. Another Marine dies. Surprisingly little has died for how much has happened. More Adepts shading into the natural. Nice doesn't care how much HP that he has, as long as it's a number greater than 0. Unfortunately for one Adept, well, targeted down. Another one trying to shade away. Reaper's in the main. Hellion. An SCV as well for moral support. The Hellion just kind of taking the tour here. And will it attack? Nope. All right. Well, moving on. Hey, back at the third. SCV comes back in. It liked what it saw and asked maybe if it can place a bid. But right now, Nice is not taking offers. There's a Warp Prism on the way across the map. There are 3 Stalkers and an Adept, which is pretty much whatever he could scrounge up, but there's plenty of Marines to deal with this. Spirit targeting the Prism to the point that it's very dicey. The Ghetto Blink Stalkers here having a tough time. That one actually dropping to the low ground where it dies anyways. The Nexus has lost its shields. There's a Hellion on the other side. Stalkers warped in. Warp Prism intact. Probe chasing an SCV back across the map. Stalkers in the natural. SCV's already bruised. 28 to 28 workers. The Nexus taking a lot of fire. Grenade pops out of the bunker. He must have slipped right back in. Warp Prism getting chased. Couple Stalkers to drive away the Viking. Assimilator still intact. Reaper finally taken out. Immortal is done, and it looks like we're going to a macro game. What was that? Depot? A bunker? Anyways, well, actually, the Prism taken down. We're not done yet. Viking hits the deck. Cyclone being targeted, but Viking chasing the Stalker, which it's actually better than. Does a Stalker have more range? No! But there are more Stalkers on the way. I was just kidding. We're not done yet. Viking gonna retreat, waddle its way back home, but still a very potent choice against the Stalker Immortal composition. There's a Banshee on the way, which is something you don't see in this matchup very often. Nice, just gonna slap down a third Nexus alongside his Twilight Council. And from here, well, there goes, wait, how did that, there's a turret. I guess the DT suspicion is pretty strong, considering everything that's happened. This Observer, just trying to find, oh, Immortal. What, Immortal? Okay, the 4-Stalker Immortal team. Yep. Spirit is like, and? Well, nope, no and. That's it. That was the entire army, which is probably more suspicious than if he hadn't seen it. Like, what is that? This entire game has been upside down all around. Only now is the natural for both sides being taken. And despite all the efforts, a relatively even trade. 2 probes to 7 SCVs, but Nice was denied production and mining on his second Nexus. So Spirit is only a few workers behind. He's got a Cloak Banshee heading out. The thing is that there's already he scanned the Observer, so Robo is obviously done. There's shield batteries at most of these bases as well. So, like, we got cannons on the way. Nice has walled off his base. Yeah, I'm pretty... Is that a wall? Yeah. He's going to have to walk around his entire base with any ground units. He's also building a Stargate because he hasn't yet completed all his achievements. There's a forge and another forge at the third, which is, you know, the spot for it. And it looks like he wants a fourth. Yeah, well, the Banshee's doing pretty well. Not a bad choice here. And I'm not convinced they're a great one, but there's also a Marine. Yeah. As Cyril would say, the cream on the cake of this push. And yeah, now we're going to add 3 more bunkers as we bunker push the third, straight out of Bronze League Heroes here, but probably a safe precaution against what we've seen so far. Revelation, Oracle. So this is like the exact opposite order of how you're supposed to play this matchup. You're supposed to open Stargate. Jimmy! How many times do we have to go over this? Every time. Don't speak to me while I'm talking. Plus 1 armor. Wait, plus 1 armor? And charge. Wow, it looks like Spirit read this like a particularly simple book. As the bunkers, the tanks, charge was... Well, he actually managed... Oh my god. Well, does it actually... Are you... Okay. So he tried to block with a stasis. The stasis worked, but it was so far off to the side that it didn't actually block. A creative play there. Spirit definitely with an idea of what Nice wanted to do. This setup is the most anti-charge lot. Like, if the entire point of this matchup wasn't to discriminate against charge lots, well, then it would be almost offensive, but it's the opposite. It's incredibly defensive, and it might be what's needed against a player like Nice. Taiwanese Protoss, not known for their late game. At least their standard late game. And by Taiwanese Protoss, I mean Nice and Has. So that is a short list, but also a very very creative one. Well, it looks like these were spotted. The charge lots are chasing as well, because we all know there's only one hotkey used to select your army in this game. Meanwhile, more... Yeah, well, one medevac unloads. Is that a Widow Mine drop? The revolving door, there's a Raven at the back. So, the Raven's taken down by Phoenixes eventually. There's so many Nexi. He's getting a 5th Nexus. How many gates? He's got 10 gates. +2/+2 on the way. Spirit with a more conventional production tab. He's got Ghosts added in. Makes sense against the mass charge lot. Widow Mines will drop, doing... So, nice as sim... Wow, oh, is that walled? No, not quite. A little awkward. Well, nothing can... Yeah, think about what you've done. How dare you? And he drops it down and it burrows anyway, so that's... Okay, well, moving on. After the timeout is over, of course. Oh, and it fires. So we'll come back to this story. That's the B plot right now. Meanwhile, tanks on the wrong side of history. But Marines to the north as we run around and around. Meanwhile, an attack, a handful of Marines go into, I'm going to call it the 5th Nexus. The tanks were kind of an important part of all this. Charge lots getting slammed by Widow Mines, but not nearly hard enough to stop them from driving back the rest of the bioarm. Medevacs. There's some medevacs over here and over there. Charge lots chasing. EMPs. The 10 probes. Medevacs. The Widow Mine. Meanwhile, Widow Mine in the main cleaned up, but Widow Mines near the 4th, not so much. Well, off to a strong start this series. Scanned for observers. This observer is so deep that, 1, it probably didn't see the drop, but 2, it has an idea of when things are moving out. The Widow Mines scamper, and they definitely scamper. Do not argue with me. That's a fact. They scamper into the 5th. Kill 13 probes, and get out, leaving Nice plummeting to 79 probes. What? We will... I predict triple-digit probes in this game. 2 more robos on the way. I'm not sure what that brings us up to, but at least one of them will likely be taken out. +2 infantry weapons done. There goes the Templar Archives. Another Widow Mine, adding cannons at the front. Picks up whatever units he can get a hold of. Widow Mines burrowing. Does Spirit have enough at home to defend? The critical mass of bio is looking good against the charge lots, and the Archons are easily distracted. A classic weakness, much like squirrels. Warp Prism just incidentally killed. Main base still being ransacked by the bio army. Most of the robos are still intact. A Templar Archives did go down. I think the Templar Archives was mostly for the Archons here. We haven't seen even a hint of Storm. 5 probes at a time being produced. SCVs sent across the map. That leaves him with 60 SCVs. I'm not entirely convinced that was necessary or intentional. So, in solidarity, Spirit sending a dozen or so SCVs across the map. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Anyways, a 6th Nexus is taken out. Scans across the board. Into the natural. Handful of bio. Nice's main weakness. Getting attacked more than one place at a time. Widow Mines get dragged by the Phoenixes suicidally into the medevac army. Meanwhile, the natural. Zealots warped in. A few more. Just enough to deal with this. +2/+2 done. Into the 3rd. The probes. He's got 90 probes. Wow, he has the same problems I do. This is actually too many probes. Like, 80... I guess when he knows he's going to lose several dozen a minute, making 100 probes is not such a terrible idea. Because right now, Spirit keeps obliterating... He's lost 47. And he's at 88 now. And we've seen over 90. +3 armor done for Protoss. +2 armor for Terran. But Protoss units paradoxically have to get closer, usually, to attack with the notable exception of Extended Thermal Lance Colossi, which are about to finish. Spirit loads up several medevacs, heads towards the main, and also brings 8 more medevacs just in case. He's going to pick up the Protoss units. All right? Advanced Phoenixes. Meanwhile, Blunk's on the orbital, going for the kill. EMP's hit enough. Bunker's still holding into the main, the triple drop, and also a 4th medevac. Nice. Is it time for a recall? There's shield battery overcharge, which means I think he used the energy he could have recalled with on shield battery overcharge. In fact, do any of his Nexi nearby have energy for recall? They do not, so Nice goes forward. I don't know if was there an EMP? No, because he doesn't even have ghosts here. He just didn't have energy, which seems like kind of a critical mistake. Just like losing potentially 2 Colossi, but they stay intact for now. A single Viking. Gotta take down Colossi. I'm choking almost as much as both of these players. The Nexus is down for the count. The pylons. Well, Meanwhile, the natural. In the main, 167 supply. Colossus just melting that depot. The Bioarmy holding Nice's ramp. The gateway to the gateways. And the Zealots are evaporating. He's warping in Stalkers now, which aren't going to do much better here. Microing back, Nice still left a token amount of units, maybe a large enough token in the main. And it looks like, despite his best efforts here, Nice has won the game. Well, no, well, all right. The amount of, so let's go to the Nice hotkeys. All right, so usually I don't show this, but I mean, we have them on our observer interface. His only hotkey is 3 Stalkers and an Immortal, and I'm pretty sure that was the 3 Stalkers and an Immortal from the attack 12 minutes ago. So, for those of you Protoss players I yell at, an angry coach, and everywhere in between, this is the IEM Katowice World Finals. So, you know what? But as you see here, the only reason Nice hasn't laid down the killing blow is because for some unfathomable, well, now slightly more fathomable reason, he dragged his units out of his opponent's base where they were killing everything. It doesn't seem like it has mattered, as Nice will take game 1. But Spirit, hopefully he can fill himself with himself, which is probably not the best phrasing I've ever had for anything. But moving on, game 2. Let's just keep it going. We're not, no pauses, no stopping, no thinking, only doing. And the probe's out on the map. As you know, most Protoss at this level start with 11 probes for mining. And then, of course, the probe to send across the map. As it is known. As even at this level, I mean, you can become used to it. You can kind of inoculate yourself against it, but it never gets entirely less stressful to have a probe in your base this early. Even at this level, where you have a loco level of hotkeys, players will panic. Occasionally you'll lose an SCV. Oh, come on. No, not right now, though. Not this occasion. He's hunting. Oh, he's right there. Oh my god, was that a bait? Or was that just accidental? The SCV going to the backside of the minerals. Steal his gas again. Oh yeah, can I talk, like, in almost any other series with any other player, even with Zest, you know what I'd be talking about most of the game, or at least the first few minutes, is the gas steal. That's one of those things that on paper seems like a good idea, but rarely... Oh, well, I mean, you could always just... I was trying to talk about the goddamn gas steal, Nice, and he comes in here and blocks the add-on. He blocks the reactor with a pylon. He's like, well, I've already done the gas steal. That's kind of played out. Does he cancel? No. No. There's no canceling here. We're committed. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Well, so much for that gas steal commentary, eh? This, I think, is even further in the, is it worth it? Like, he's gonna lose the probe. Does he kill the SCV? Okay. He just loses the probe. He doesn't seem to care. He lost the probe last game, too. Like, he saw the Reaper! He has a pot, he saw the Reaper! But, it's like, well, makes it a little easier for the Adept, doesn't it? Like, he had a pylon in his base. He saw it. This was full commitment. Is he just gonna lose it? He's just gonna lose the Adept. All right. Well, there's a Stargate on the way. I guess he's not gonna lose the Adept yet. Soon. Very likely. There is no canceling. Remember. Well, this is going not great. He might... Yeah. Okay, well, get some Marine. The Adept doesn't go... it's very hard to move your screen, you know. So, he just kind of kills it. But there's another Adept. Of course, we're not going to cancel that shade either. It's actually going to get the Hellion. There we go. Oh, I think that was a select all army hotkey on the shade there. Yeah. Because technically, if you hit it again, it selects the shade. Oh, he can't. He knows how to cancel it. Okay, it's good to. That's important to note. Spirit with some panic supply block depots. Yeah, that's definitely like, oh no, I'm supply block because this guy is a donkey. But even though these strats are not particularly sophisticated, they are chaos. Chaos is a ladder. A ladder which Nice has climbed all the way into the World Championship. Has over several opponents to make it here. And now, Spirit is in for several revelations. Third command center. Gets the revelation. The Great Viking Micro. As I say it, he misses a shot. The scenic tour for the medevac, taking the longest possible path. I mean, with medevac drops, it's usually... With mine drops, it's usually not so much about getting them as quickly as possible, but either unscouted or from an awkward angle. Ideally, both. Well, he's been spotted now. Nice not moving back. Nice. Hello? Hello? Well, that's not great. He picks up one. They'll expect one of us in the wreckage, brother. But why? Does he have an armory? No. He could just kill it. Meanwhile, what is this? What am I watching? Okay. Oracles, adepts. Things are exploding. 6 SCVs. That's I mean, if there wasn't the Widow Mine's gone, there are more units coming across. Everything's out of energy. Here's some Phoenixes. I'm not sure whose base this is at this point. More Marines. Somehow no, he picks up a tank. The medevac dies though. An adept's here. Another adept. Well, that adept. Another. Oh. So, what? What? The worker count is in favor of Nice, and he has a third Nexus. I have no idea. He kind of went. He just went. In fact, he didn't even pay attention to the Widow Mine drop. I'm not sure how intentional that was and how much it was just distracted by the attack he was doing, but it appears if there's one thing Protoss benefit heavily from more than any other race, and the most necessary thing we've learned for Protoss players, it is decisive action. No matter what's happened, you commit. Whatever it is, the massive tech switch you're doing, the ridiculous proxy, the attack that almost entirely should never work, but instead does, because when you step forward with these units, sometimes, especially Terrans, will flinch. They'll be like, wait, what? You're actually attacking? I have a bunker! I have tanks! Wrong! Wrong! But the Protoss don't care about right and wrong. They only care about who's left. And right now, Nice is he's in a better position. He's getting 4th Nexus, he's getting charged, he's getting +1. He's got 62 to 46 workers. There's so many Phoenixes. Tell me he has a hotkey for his Phoenixes. He does. Okay, he has a Phoenix hotkey. The rest of his army, not so much. So let's hope there's no drops. Oh, there goes an Oracle. This is actually, like, once you reach a critical mass, Roddy would be proud of you. Once you reach a critical mass of those Phoenixes... There's a proxy gate that was scouted by a Widow Mine drop. I'm not sure if it scouted the Widow Mine drop in turn. Once again, Nice with a nice amount of workers. Not for long, though. As another mine drop. Okay, well. You know the counter to losing a bunch of workers is just building more? Come on. You idiot.
The numbers don't lie!
Oh, take a 5th Nexus. There you go.
For you.
Like, 5 Nexi? That's 20% more worker production. Just think about it. Alright, do the math. Well, he's gonna need it. As down go, he's lost now 29 probes. He's killed 27 SCVs, by the way. That double scan. He scans the 4th. Like, Spirit, are you surprised? I think Spirit is a European Terran. He's used to playing, like, Showtime. Even Max Pax. Like, Max Pax is aggressive. He's decisive. But this is just reckless. This is like... There's a difference between aggressive and reckless. And this is the difference. There's a difference between blackjack and poker. And this is a little bit closer to blackjack here. For all my game, he missed the revelation. He's like, hit me! It's like, no, sir, you're at 20. You literally hit me. Build another Nexus. He's down. 20 army supply. Oh, that was a probe that... Or was that the mine? Nope, that was a probe that went flying there past our camera. Nope, that's more probes. And a Widow Mine. This army is much better out of Spirit. There's a lot of... Oh my god, he's just gonna go, isn't he? Well, the Widow Mines are gonna be really, really very good here. Are the Phoenixes enough? Can he pick up... Wait, he picks up into the Medivacs, which, you know, is not the safest place to be. I guess marginally safer than on... What? He's just warping in. What does he do? What? No! He doesn't even have detection! The Widow Mines are uncontested! If you simply pretend the Widow Mines don't exist, that's the key, alright? If you just ignore the Widow Mines, that's the key to success. Just ignore your problems. You watched it here first. He could delay or deny the +2 infantry weapons, or he could try to fight up a ramp with zealots. So, like, and he's just gonna kamikaze those phoenixes in. The phoenixes, which have been gaining almost infinite, the EMP seems like a little bit superfluous here. Oh. So now there are 9 Widow Mines, 3 Marines, and a Ghost. Oh, yeah, just ignore. Oh, there's some more probes. It's working. Well, here's an observer. You're gonna want to pay. He doesn't have the energy for the other one. Oh, the Widow Mine. Oh, here comes some more zealots. Those mines are recharging. He's sacrificing phoenixes. Nice is insanely cost effective. This is, at this point, never tell me the odds or the numbers, or I don't want to see your quarterly reports. It's called venture capital, all right? You're supposed to lose money. It's like, how does that make any sense? You're supposed to, all right? Don't think about it. Well, the Widow Mines are recharging, which is making this worse and worse, especially since the first set of Phoenixes were lost. Yeah, now Nice has, like, 5 units. He's back to a nice amount of workers. He's building 4 probes at a time, despite the fact Spirit is down to 40 workers. It feels like probes are not a thing you build when you need them. They're just a thing you build when you remember them. So, yeah, there goes a prism, and I'm pretty sure that was full of Templar, which is a total fucking disaster. Pardon my French, but we don't have any Frenchmen in this game, so that'll be fine. I think they're mostly in the groups. Oh my god. Phoenixes are for drawing Widow Mines into Marines, and that is their main purpose. Somehow, this proxy gate still exists. He's going to continue warping in. 1 unhappy zealot will be... We got 3 observers, an Archon, and 8 charge lots. That's the army. Somehow Nice is still ahead on... He's at 77 probes. Oh my god. Spirit has to lift his 3rd. He's falling apart. 9 more probes. Still 70. Oh my god. He's bleeding probes at every one of his 5 Nexi. Simply build more probes. Like, simple math. Anyone could do this math. If you just build more probes than they can kill, then you win. And so far, I can't dispute that. Spirit is trying to stretch him every which way, and every single one of these multi-pronged attacks is successful. Spirit has succeeded with every attack. Yet, it looks like it's still time for a red wedding. Nice. Still has all his bases. He's getting upgrades. He's slowly filled them in. For some reason, Spirit only has +2 infantry weapons. A drop is jammed in between the cannons. This Nexus may actually go down with the largest commitment Spirit was able to put together in quite a while. I don't think 5 Stalkers are going to cut it.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Oh, wait, that was just a single ghost. The ghost wandered out ahead. The Zealots will casually stroll into what's left of the 3rd. The main base is under attack. The upgrades are actually pretty insanely good for Nice right now. He's got a 3 upgrade advantage. 3-2 against just +2 infantry weapons. That means the Archons and the charge lots are doing real damage, and the medevacs don't even get much of a chance to heal. Of course, that doesn't help against Widowmons. Into the 3rd. Probes being machine gunned down. The Nexus itself, the Templar Archives, is also here for important reasons. 17 probes down. Nice is drawn even. 37 apiece. He's losing more and more probes. His main weakness, getting attacked more than one place at a time. A recall of what? Whatever's left. Meanwhile, army on the right chases down a medevac. The charge lot should be enough. Loses even... How many Phoenixes? He's lost 21 Phoenixes. The main base, a scan. There's nothing there, and there's barely any gates with which to build anymore. One of the 6 is depowered. More medevacs heading out for the main. Mules are dropping on what mineral patches are left. There's still a 4th nexus for Nice, an important part of all this. Despite everything, it looks like Nice might be able to scrape defeat from the jaws of victory. He's had an upgrade advantage and a worker lead for so long. He managed to get himself into a nice position, but it looks like a nice spot now for Spirit. The army supply, well, he's building more ghosts. There's nothing to contest this. He keeps scanning ahead, which is probably a smart move. This nexus is gonna go down. He's just loading everything up into medevacs, which is the only semi-safe position. Only the medevac without units going to be taken down. Another double drop heading for the 4th. He's figured out his weakness, which is that Nice can only attack one place at a time, but he can do it so uncomfortably well that Spirit has to avoid him. The orbital command, I guess we're going into a base trade. The 4th base, gone. More probes gone. Nice is somehow supply blocked. Couple more Whittle Mines gonna connect. What is even the wing condition for this game? More probes. Down goes the Templar Archives. Production tab is limited to the Terran player, but his main base is the last place left. How long on a recall? Still about 40 seconds. The orbital command lifting. There's 1 orbital burning. Another one should be taken out. There are still several observers. Ghosts have been produced. He's got several of them. EMP on the Phoenixes. Will land. Hits the Archon. Heading back on the other side. Shield battery overcharge. Nothing to repair. Nice down to 64 army supply. Stimming and winning his Spirit as he depowers the production. Gunning down even more probes. 148 probes this game. More probes than the entire Silver League has made this season. He recalls, and at the last second on the Nexus, less than a second. He had no time left. 12 HP. Nexus falls anyways. Medevac getting chased down. 1 goes down. Couple Whittle Mines. Observers too far behind. Chasing everything. Blanks into it. Medevac's out of boost. We're going to be taken down. Army supply incredibly low. Nothing left on the table. No units. Supply lost. Archon's in front. Gonna pick up again. Loses a medevac. Heading back to the main. Another drop. The Phoenix is badly bruised. Still intact for now. Nice. Chases back around. Recall obviously on cooldown after that hectic timing. 81 to 62 supply. One observer. 2 observer. Somehow, no, the shield battery overcharge saves the observers. Are you kidding me? Meanwhile, a handful of units. I guess 3. Oh, double kill. The Whittle Mine's still intact. 1 Phoenix left. Wait, is the game still going? What? It's not over. Oh. All right. Well, I mean, 25 to 4 workers. Nice. Has lost 152. He can only lose 4 more at this rate. He has no money. Almost no money, and he builds a probe. The Phoenix tries to drag it. EMPs hit far too hard. Phoenix is gone. The Bio Army too strong, and Spirit draws it even. What the fuck? Oh, and we're all tied up. Oil and water. I'm not sure which is which. Game 3, Jimmy. Let's go. No breaks. No breaks at all. Just complete. There have not been breaks since we started this series. Like, that, especially for Nice, but neither of them are willing to stop. There is no slowing down and pulling back. There's only forward. Even the recalls have been aggressive somehow. Nice, with probes in his base for the first 30 seconds. Oh my god.
Mr. Loopy is chilling for 16 months.
How dare you? Jimmy. How dare you? So yeah.
One is chilling for 24 months.
I don't know, Jimmy. I don't know. When you say you mute something, does that mean that you blast it to the entire world? Is that what it means? Speaking of blasting, let's talk about Widow Mines. Can we talk about Widow Mines? Do we want to talk about Widow Mines? I can't tell if Widow Mines are actually not nearly as good.
PR0meth1 is chilling for 42 months.
If Widow Mines are really as good as I thought. I actually don't know, Jimmy. How do we turn it off? I thought everything was disabled, but no. This is the danger of doing it live. What do you mean I'm disabled? How dare... Do we have a macro game? The Adept does shade through. Yeah, we're all calming down. We're chilling out. And then the Adept shades into the main, or towards the main, and he doesn't cancel it, and it dies. Which, par for the course.
Oh, a follower.
Oracle. On the way. Wait. So he just kind of attacked with 5 Marines. He just lost all his Marines. That wasn't... I think Spirit's a little antsy. That's all I got here. He's like, somebody should be attacking by this point. We've already... Most of the games in this series, we've already punched each other in the face half a dozen times. But, yeah, that wasn't even... That was a very awkward attack. He came in with the Hellion. I don't... Maybe he was expecting... I don't actually know, because it wasn't combined with the Mind Drop or anything. That was just kind of A-clicking 5 Marines across the map, which... Not... Okay, gets one of the Widow Mines, the other. And the medevac just kind of hanging out, too. I think Spirit is like... He's got like the 1,000-yard stare right now. It's like, that last game was such a mentally exhausting experience. He's just making like Diamond League mistakes at the moment. To be honest, you might be like, hasn't Nice played like a Diamond Leaguer this entire time? No, Diamond Leaguers don't make nearly that many probes. It's more like a Bronze League hero. But Spirit was playing some really solid Terran, but these are just mistakes. Like, he is not doing anything that would increase the likelihood of success. He wasn't combining his marine attack with his Widowmine drop. He didn't even take a very... he didn't even take a pathing with the Widowmine drop that would have avoided a lot of the vision. He just kind of lost everything, which is not the ideal start to the game. He is following up with 3 racks, but Nice knows about it. Nice is like, okay, I'm on 3 base, you're on 2 base, so therefore, obviously, I attack. Which is some interesting math by the Taiwanese Protoss, but those are the sort of calculations that we've come to expect. Well, looks like Spirit's going to give him what he wants. Revelation going to show everything here. He's got the proxy gates. The double proxy gate. I love it. Robotics facilities are mostly optional nowadays. Oh, the double pickup there. Gets 2 mines. Nicely done. We got... The Phoenixes have been paying... I will say, this is some of the best... With an asterisk, best Phoenix control that I have seen. Like, he's obviously lost a lot more than he should, but a lot less than he could. And Spirit obviously hasn't dealt with, like, this mass of Phoenixes. Usually you build 4 or 5. Maybe you go Phoenix Colossus and you build more. But Phoenix Charge Lot is kind of a strategy we retired several years ago. It's at least a strategy we retired when Widowmines got the Armory Cloak and Ghost got the EMP buff, because there are such obvious counters to it. But you have to make it to those counters. You have to make the Widowmines work. You have to get the EMP. And the big advantage of Phoenix Charge Lot is you're no longer very reliant on power units. You no longer need 1 or 2 units or several splash damage units as the crux of your army. Instead, you have a much more brute force sort of option. Of course, once again, those counters, a few good Widowmine hits could change everything, but we will see. The army supplies are about even here. Do not let the actual overall supply... Just assume that whenever there's a supply lead for Nice, it's entirely in probes. Because that is almost... Well, there goes all those Widowmines. He didn't even have an armory, so the Oracle Revelation not even needed. Everything's picked up hard to tell exactly what's going on in this fight. The Phoenixes will chase down the Medivacs, and the army just gets cleaned up. Spirit just sliced, diced, and shot down on the field, eviscerating the reinforcing Marauders. The 3rd base trying to build an orbital. Maybe it should fly away instead. But guess what? Not even that. We'll keep it safe, as the Phoenix is not great at taking down orbitals, but they do have the... Okay, the Oracle still alive. Doesn't retarget there. And it's getting very dicey here. Spirit. Wow. So they just went heads up. This was a straight-up game. Nice, didn't do any sort of really early shenanigans. All he did was go for this weird unit composition. He slapped down the medevac drop, and Nice goes up 2-1. That game was definitely... It feels like it wasn't even in the same series as the other 2 games. That was just Nice looking better. I'm getting some whiplash. I think Spirit getting some whiplash as well. Because, what was that? A half-hearted Widowmine drop into losing to Phoenix Charge Lot. I can't recommend this build. For Terran players out there. Well. No, we're going. Let's hope we can encourage these players to get back on the horse here. Nice out-microing the Bubula. What a professional. We did kind of misstep a little. Oh, what? He turns around? Alright. The probe gets here so quick on Blackburn. Alright, place your bets. What's it gonna be? Does he build a building in the base? And if so, what? Honestly, some really impressive Phoenix play. I like that he's bringing that kind of back. It's a bit unreliable for reasons I mentioned, but it definitely is something Spirit is not comfortable with, as we've seen over the last 2 games. Cybercore. Is he just taking... not even the gold? Wow. You know, if you won that last game like he did, well then... oh, there it is. I don't even think it's worth it. I think as a Terran, you just... yeah, that. Yeah, you do that. And he lets it finish anyways. He doesn't care. Pros don't fake, bro. You're watching the wrong finals. What's it gonna be? He doesn't have enough gas for anything but a gateway. Of course. I mean, well, I don't know what I expected. All right, well. That's his second gate. Like, he's doing... what is it? He's just like, the best time to do a 2-gate push is at the beginning of the game. The second best time is any other time. All right. Well, I think he's gonna feign like this is a Stargate and then come in with like twice as many gateway units as expected. Is he 4-gating? No, just 3-gate pressure. Yeah. So every game, or at least the last 2 games, this has been like an Oracle or Phoenix or Phoenix follow-up. He is really lazy with those shades. Oh, is this gonna... oh, this is a bit awkward. Third CC does not bode well for Spirit. Third CC is not... then again, what would you build against this if you knew it was coming? There's nothing you can... well, we'll see. He's got the Adepts, but there's a bunker. Here come even the mules. Just... wow, this... yeah, that was horrible. Wow, that's a total disaster. He lost every... yeah, that was very bad. Yeah, wow. There's a little mine in the mineral line. It's just... he got a mule. Here comes another mine. It's kind of annoying. Oh. I'm gonna give him credit, even though I think it was unintentional, but he dodges the mine hit. The fancy Adept Micro. Like, oh, now there's no shield battery, and he's losing 6 probes to a Hellion, because there's no units at home. Probe's not a well-known counter to Hellions. Meanwhile, Adepts are knocking on the door very rudely. But they may actually... no, not quite. It looks like we're back to Nice versus Spirit here after that short intermission last game. Nice sending out 1 sacrificial probe at a time. Spirit microing while he tries to deal with the... oh, another probe. Ah, he gets it, finally! 7th probe's the charm. Or actually, 13th probe. Oh, that was a horrible shade. But there's not that... well, So Nice was busy microing on the other side of the map. He loses 12 probes to 1 hero Hellion. He's now down 4 workers. He's taking the gold on the bright side, but Spirit... oh, the Adepts are back. What? Okay. He just keeps sending adepts in. 50 Shades of Nice. A Forge. Blink. I'm not sure what he's gonna... Oh, the adepts get in the main... Oh, come on! Oh... Well... Just when you thought Spirit was stabilizing, the adepts get into the main. How much are they gonna do? I know they slow everything down. Every second... Oh, get out of here. Not like this, though. Like... No. Two adepts. Come on. I always question those recalls. Even the top pros do it. It's like, 2 adepts. You lost 13 adepts. These are the 2? These are the ones that are worth your energy? Uh-huh. Like, you don't think in the next, several minutes there's gonna be a need for a recall and something, a little more important than 1.5 adepts? Nice has not thought. Ah, yes. Can you tell him and Haz are similar players? So Nice has a gold base, but wait. Nice has a gold base. Is that even as close as it can be? The double gold on Blackburn. Well, that's one way. Oh, it... Has before the match, he's like, dude, I got a 6 strat. Please stop telling me which maps have gold bases. We all know. There's the same map. It's been the same maps for months. Dude. I got... Well, he finds it. He's long distance mining from both golds. Which, Uh-huh. All right. This is obviously horrible. Yeah, 1 siege tank would be enough. He has 4. Oh, and so Nice is gonna go for the base trade. Obviously. Duh. With 6 units. The probes just gonna slowly trickle into their death over here. I'm not sure. Medevac will drop off 1 Marauder first class. Nice has no units. This is what happens when you lose all your units, is you don't have any. Which does seem to be a bit of a sticking point with this strategy. So Nice will now take, he's one of those, I see. You can mine with more than 12 at this base. He has a religious objection to ever going above the exact perfect efficiency of workers. You can go to 18 workers and still get more income than long-distance mining Nice. He's like, but that would require math. It says 12 out of 12, and then it turns red, and red is bad. It's like, what about your main? All right, what are we looking at here? We got a drop. Drop comes back. The other... Wait, does he know the other... Yeah, it's the double gold. Somehow this... I guess just leave the Nexus. He can't really mine from it. Or this... Yeah, this is... He doesn't have an army. It's 15 zealots. No, 18 zealots, sorry. And 3 stalkers, that's it. And they're nowhere to be seen. They're about as far away from anything relevant they could possibly be. And then he recalls a third of them just to make sure his attack doesn't have nearly enough units. I'm pretty sure... Wait, where did he recall to? He recalled to the main, because it recalls to the closest base unless you manually micro it. So the main base wasn't even really closer than walking. This is not remotely enough zealots to defend. It's not remotely enough zealots to attack. It's not remotely enough zealots to flank. And it's not remotely enough zealots to stop us from going to Game 5 in this experience of a series. Spirit will drag it back. Okay, warps in 3 minutes. It's not. No, it's over. All right. Evenly matched. Evenly matched. But not nearly the same. In one of the most series I have ever seen in StarCraft 2. The IEM Katowice 2022 Global Finals featuring Nice and Spirit. Showing us the beauty, the glory, and the horror of StarCraft 2. It's time to go to the final match. Game 5.
Hell, it's about time.
Jimmy? In the bottom right, the Taiwanese Protoss player showing us he can create his own meta and has no regard for your own. And now with Nice's probe in his base, holding on, maintaining some semblance of sanity, some kernel of what is right and what works. He might no longer be soul, but at least he still has his spirit. I have no idea. We've seen relentless aggression, ridiculous base trades. That also Game 3. We're on Berlingrad for the final match. I do want to point out, just saying, if there is a draw, we play the same map again until we figure out who wins it. I'm just throwing that out. I'm just saying. For no reason. Not usually a rule that comes up often. The probe, making this SCV very uncomfortable. The Marine does not appreciate the workplace harassment. Phoenixes have been the key. Nice's Phoenixes, while they haven't been perfectly controlled, they have controlled the game. They have been the defining characteristic of his play, and they have been what he's found the most success with. So hopefully we'll see a reprise. So far, enough gas for a Stargate, and then a little mistimed, probably because he's queuing up probes, but we'll get there. Yes. It's not about how quickly you get the Phoenixes. Did he mine these? Wait, who mined these minerals? Because it's only a 5 mineral wall. Oh, beautiful grenade. I'm pretty sure it was Spirit who mined the minerals, but Nice will take advantage of that. And nice of the map maker to include the number as well. The mineral walls, just to make sure it's not quite so easy to move through the earliest attack paths, but players have been taking advantage. Honestly, it took months for people to really realize it's only 5 minerals. It's literally 1 worker trip. That's it. It's not that hard. And we've been seeing a lot more of it, especially in this tournament. All right, there are no units, so he's just going to lose a probe. Yeah. All right. Okay, he's going to lose 2 probes. Citizen's arrest, though. Probe's not happy about this. Unfortunately, there are 2 adepts in the main, and 1 in the natural, and I'm not sure how exactly that happened, but this is not nice for Spirit. But it is nice. Here comes the Hellion. The starport is delayed. We're already off to the races here. The Reaper's coming back home. The Adepts are shading. 1 goes down. Another Adept shows up. Yep, the Widow Mine dragged in kills a Hellion. There's also another Adept. In a crazy turn of events, that Adept gonna rack up 1, 2, and then get taken out. And here comes the Oracle. The revolving door continues to turn. The Oracle gonna spot the mine. Technically can kill it. It needs a repair. It's too late. Oh, well that's not great. Doesn't want to chase too far. That's actually not enough Marines. Nice realizes that. Unless you micro too much, you can actually over micro the Oracle because it has quite a late attack point. What you saw there was trying to target fire actually delayed the attack. So it ended up taking a lot more damage than it needed to. But there's a Phoenix. There's 2 Oracles. At this point, I feel the only thing I'm qualified for is reading the production tab and describing the units in front of me. There's a Viking with a Marine. And then another Marine. Some SCVs being built. Oh, look, a Cyclone. A Widow Mine. I'm very good at this. All right. Phoenix. 2 Oracles. Another Phoenix. A Stasis Ward. A Probe. And a Pylon. He's in a pod. Oh, Widow Mine not finding the units. We got some interpretive dance happening here, and he manages to find the Widow Mine. Yep, right there. Now, half as many Oracles. But no armory, so the Phoenixes can just pick it up. A small consolation prize. Oh, Viking Cyclone. Another Viking and another Cyclone. What a twist. The Phoenix is driven back. Wait, this is for the 4th. Nice is gonna effectively double expand. Yeah. So while it's not building 2 Nexus at once, the 3rd base just finished. As it finishes, he builds a 4th Nexus, because otherwise how are you gonna keep up that probe production? You're gonna lose a lot of probes to attrition, or, ignoring Widow Mine drops. Which is a nice way of saying it. And now the gateway explosion, because Spirit is playing this like he's playing a normal TVP. He's playing it. I'm getting my production up. I'm getting a 3rd command center, but I'm not getting too out of control. I'm not getting too greedy. Meanwhile, Nice just ignores the fact that he might want to have more gateways to get a 4th Nexus. And because Spirit is playing relatively defensive, he's gonna get away with it. By the time Spirit can move out, there's gonna be charge. There's gonna be Templar Archives. There's gonna be +1/+1. There's gonna be the gateway explosion. This is a fully operational Protoss army. And Spirit is locking himself down, but in doing so, locking himself in. Oh my god, he doesn't know that's the 4th. Nice once again. He's so recklessly greedy, it's paying off. Spirit scans. Oh no. He's like, oh wait a second. Oh no. Wait, does that block? No, okay. At some point, I gotta... He noticed there, but... And Nice is like, well, you haven't scouted my 5th Nexus. That's... No... True. He's at 76 probes and counting. By the time Spirit can reconcile the situation, Nice has already expanded again. And the best defense is a good offense. He's just going to sit outside. There's so many probes. He's getting 3,800 minerals a minute. Oh, we saw it for a sec. No, wait, 3,300. You can see just about. He can make 33 zealots a minute. He's gotten 10, going to 12 gates. He's adding a robo, more gases, 86 probes and counting. We're looking for 100 probes. Rocks are not safe. The map is not safe from Nexi. There's a small drop, but Spirit is going to need a lot more than that. He needs a downpour, not a trickle. A single Archon holding it down, whereas most of the army, 21 charge lots, an Archon, and 2 Phoenixes. He knows what he wants, and he knows what he likes, and most importantly, Nice knows what he can handle. Spirit playing he's going for the max. He's going for the 3 base 200 supply max. He sent out a single drop, and it's going to do surprisingly well. Nice loses 7 probes, plummeting to 85. +2/+2 on the way. Is there even an armory? What? No? No armory? Spirit is doing essentially a 3 base all-in. But he's building a 4th command center. His armory is so late. That means these charge lots are actually, even with ghosts, going to be able to compete. He's going with the mass tank style. Which, I mean, you can't be aggressive. You pretty much have to max out. Otherwise, you risk getting overrun. The only saving grace, which Spirit can't actually know, by the way. The only real saving grace here is the fact that Nice builds so many probes, his army supply isn't going to be overwhelming. There's some... Wait your turn! I want to hit the rocks! No! They said we could hit the... There are so many zealots. There's a queue to hit the rocks. As they eventually work their way around. Another drop. I'm going to warp in the first stalkers of the game. He has 45 charge lots. Getting +3. Spirit just now starting +2. A single charge lot chasing down some of these SCVs. Everybody's maxed out. They've taken very different paths to get here. Meanwhile, the medevac drop being scouted by the only Phoenixes left. Wait, he actually snuck another Phoenix in. I mean, 4 Marines in the main, doing very little, and the charge lot wave washing over the 4th. The planetary nowhere close to completing EMPs, though, softening up the charge lots. The tanks with the barracks wall, they can't even touch them. Another EMP, but it's not for Nice. It's not about how many zealots he loses. It's about how many he can replace. And he's going to need to replace a lot, because now he's lost 40 of them. All right, well, how many gates? He's got 12 gates. We could see a few more here. He's got 1,500 minerals in the bank. Building a couple Colossi. I believe the first time in this series we're seeing RoboBay units. Spirit gonna counterattack. The upgrades are filled. Right now it's a 2 upgrade advantage, but it will be 2-2 for Spirit pretty soon. Another wave of charge lots will need to be warped in. How many tanks are left? Only 4. And not all of them are with the push. A big warp and the stalkers blink into the middle of everything and get obliterated. The 5th base. Wait, no, 4th base. Under attack. Pylon taken down. Tanks easily flanked. Bio army using Nice's own base against him, but the Colossus will change the equation slightly. It doesn't have extended thermal lens. One gets targeted down. More zealots warped in. Stalker's adding some range damage. Gonna have to pick up and gonna have to get out. Almost losing one of the full medevacs. Spirit, though, even on supply. Heading. Oh, another Nexus is on the way. He's now loses 2 medevacs. Spirit down to 140. Recall onto the 4th. The drops pick up. Misses the mark on some of the Marines. Heading towards the natural. Phoenixes are showing up to the party. Phoenix Colossus is technically the unit composition, though hard to tell. 11 more probes going to go down. The robotics bay will be spotted, but the Colossi kind of gave that away a while ago. A relatively undefended 4th base will be dropped again into the 3rd. A few more Marines. 17 probes down. 77 left. +2/+2 is done. The closest Spirit has been in upgrades for a while. Will immediately be outdone by the +3 attack of Nice. The double drop back in the main, still in the 3rd. Marines hitting the Nexus, slowly chipping through. Another drop heading towards the 6th. What are numbers? Meanwhile, the Bio Army tucked into a corner that is filled with so many gateways the charge lots can barely find any surface area. Another drop forced to pick up. A couple Phoenixes will tickle it on the way out. A single Hero Marine, Big Game, making a cameo appearance outside of the group stage. Still a Marauder, doing appreciable damage to a Templar Archives, but it appears Nice does not appreciate it. A triple drop heading out. Meanwhile, Zealot chopping through the Hero Marine. Double drop on the left side. Triple drop on the right. +3 infantry weapons on the way. Medevac getting cleaned up. Nice at 200 supply. Spirit at 150. But the army supplies actually pretty close. It's 73 workers now for Spirit. And despite everything, Nice really doesn't have a great army for attacking. As Spirit is in an entrenched position, he's done a pretty good job of everything but his 4th in making sure the buildings make it difficult to attack. But the Colossi will block at one of the outlying bases. Phoenixes chasing down. EMP shrugged off by dozens of charge loss. He's got 39 of them. 3 Colossi grace the field with their massive presence. Presence? One or the other. Depending on how you control them, I guess. EMPs hit more charge lots, but they have more HP than they do have shields, and shrug it off again. The bunkers will hold for now. The orbital drawing the fire of the Colossus, which is not where you want to have those extended thermal lances. +1 shields and +3 armor on the way, but infantry weapons. Recall being used probably right as the cooldown came up, targeting one of the medevacs. The Colossi want to try to headbutt the medevacs. I feel like there should be an upgrade for that, but the supplies are drawing close to even again. Nice struggling to lay down any sort of critical damage, as by the time he gets across the map, not only has Spirit rebuilt his defenses, he's got units to counterattack. Medevac's taken out by whatever Phoenixes are left. 6 probes at a time being produced. The quadruple drop looking for a shift-queued opportunity here. The Protoss army headed across again. He's up to 32 charge lots yet again. The Colossi on the back line. Does Spirit have enough to defend? Picks up one of the tanks. The second tank at the back as well. The charge lots overrunning the bunkers. Most of them have fallen. Just one on the high ground. The tanks getting chopped to pieces. The Colossi distracted, but at the same time in the 3rd base. Not enough Zealots to defend. In fact, Ghost with this drop, also in the 5th. Spirit driving him back at the natural. The distraction orbital doing enough to hold the line, and Nice is back down to 120 supply. The EMPs are going to be needed against the Archons, but shield battery overcharge will keep everything intact. Blink Stalkers, target down, knock down one of the medevacs. But another one, there's just Ghosts and medevacs all over the place. Wait, there are only 2 Ghosts. It's kind of an important unit not to lose for free. He picks up, where are the Stalkers to blink? Not enough of them in the natural. More probes, 29 probes in the last minute. Taken down, the Rubble Bay exposed. A pylon that doesn't power anything super important besides the Stalkers warping in. Those will be deleted, but so will the medevac. Spirit heading out with another army. 6 probes at a time still for Nice, but his supply has plummeted. The drop coming in towards the north. A few charge lots heading up there, but there's almost nothing, and there's no vision. The map is dark and full of Terrans, and Nice realizing that now. How long on recall? He's still got 10, 15 more seconds. 20 more probes exposed. There have been 84 probes lost, and I don't think that's nearly the end of it. Spirit chasing. Vikings are also here. It feels like he's just box selecting whatever he can and just saying, go, go, get out there. Keep him off me. But at some point, if you lose too much or have it out on the map, that leaves you vulnerable on the home front. Drop comes back again. The orbital forced to lift, and this time it looks like it's going to be taken down. The Stalkers blink and knock it to the ground. Marauders, a potent counter to next side. There's a drop in the main. Recall to the 4th. 1 Nexus under fire. The main base also vulnerable. Colossi tiptoeing their way into the main. The upgrade's about to be 3-3 versus 3-3, including +1 shields. Some of the production is depowered, but Nice is bleeding Nexi and production. The supplies uncomfortably close to even. He may have expanded over most of his half the map, but Spirit methodically has chipped away at it. 10 more probes to a Widow Mine. A shield battery and a cannon being added out. A moment. A moment to breathe. To kind of keep track of where we are in this game. Are there any observers? 1. Is it with the army? Where are you, observer? Oh, he's just gonna ignore the mine? Alright. There was a cannon spotted. The planetary sensor towers will give some early warning here. We don't mind slamming into what I think was the only Phoenix. Plenty of Vikings to help knock down the Colossi. That's the main command center now being hit. EMPs wash across the board. And with that, the army will evaporate. The Colossi knocked over and the Archon stripped away. The Vikings getting a little too big for their particularly, bite britches? Something britches. I don't know. There was something there. But moving on. 2 disruptors now. As Nice checks the Prima strategy guide for all the units he hasn't built and somehow glossed over the entire Templar section. No DTs this entire series, and High Templar only for Archons. Actually, I guess it's a man who knows his limits. Storm may have been a bit too much to ask for Nice so far in this series. Though now that all the Phoenixes are dead, he's bold enough to add in another spellcaster in Disruptors. And one of the only ones that can't be easily countered by the army that Spirit currently has. Fires a shot. Warded away. Good blink forward. Picks off a Viking. Oh, we don't mind scampering in. Nice, still trying to expand. Back to 76 probes somehow. The charge lot count. Dangerous with disruptors in the mix. The charge lots can be hit just as hard as the bio army. Vikings take down the Colossus. Vikings also just kind of left behind. The fadeaway shot covers the retreat. Spirit, one disruptor can change the game. There's a fusion core on the way, but unlikely to be for battle cruisers. Advanced ballistics, on the other hand, probably the choice. Liberators, the best option. But he's building Vikings, which is, I mean, having a few Vikings is never bad, but it's a Liberator time now. Spirit is holding on. Somehow we're back to 180 supply. It's only been 21 minutes. It feels like we've had an hour of game. In fact, if it continues at this rate, despite all the worker losses, we'll be mining out in like 12 minutes. As the outlying bases are all that's left. At least mining out of the first 4, which is something that doesn't even happen that often. EMP on the shield battery. A whole lot of ghosts in the army. Liberators continue to be produced. The Nexus just kind of dies. This sort of bio army is way too good. The Disruptor's taking too long to get into the mix. Spirit bleeding out most of his charge lots. The Vikings knocked down. Colossi still in the mix. Meanwhile, a drop to the north. He actually does have a recall ready. I don't... Okay, that with a Zealot Warp in, that should be enough. The recall, a precious few amount of Stalkers, but enough to clean it up for now. Nice now left with a awkwardly low amount of mining. Especially against Spirit, who's secured multiple bases. And has mules. Well, the Liberators show up to the party, uninvited but appreciated. EMP doesn't negate the Disruptor shots. Does strip away the shields, though. He does have enhanced shockwaves for that ridiculous radius on it. Continuing to zone. The Liberator, advanced ballistics already done as they hit the field. Another couple Marines showing up. Ranged Liberator, a real problem here. He's gonna need Void Rays. The Disruptor shot isolating half the army, and Nice actually finding a pretty decent engagement. But he's bleeding out. One Disruptor shot still could change everything, but it's getting more and more difficult. It looks like the Liberator wasn't quite far enough back to avoid the Blink Stalk. Oh no, he sieged up the wrong way! This is it. This is the time to go, if possible. He doesn't find the opportunity, and suddenly, it's the Terran army who has the ridiculous concave. He fired a Disruptor shot from a Disruptor that almost hit his own army. He was looking the wrong way, but so are the Liberators again. The Disruptors are out in front, targeted down. Another Disruptor wanders into the army. The Colossi, though, mostly uncontested, as the Vikings were knocked down a while ago. The Colossi becoming the most valuable unit that the Protoss could have. 3 Colossi with Thermal Lance and maxed out upgrades. The Bioarmy gonna struggle to deal with that without Liberator cover. He's just targeting another orbital. I'm not sure how worth it that is. I don't know how many orbitals are on the field, but I assume... Wait, whoa. There's only one. You know what? Actually, that was his natural. Spirit is down to 1 orbital. If ever there were a time for Dark Templar. Somehow, yeah, there's actually not that many bases for Spirit. He can't really drop mules. Oh my god, why would you take this risk? Are you insane? No, oh my god. There's no reason he needs to do... I don't know why Spirit feels like this is the play. He was winning the fights. There's no reason to risk it. This is an insane call, and it could cost him everything. He split his army in half, effectively. He's looking the wrong way. Disruptor lands. Nice in a terrible position to fight, but this is not a very large army. Oh god, this is kind of a horrible fight on both sides. Spirit with no micro, but Nice with even less somehow. But, oh my god. What a disastrous call. Just when you thought Spirit was starting to lock it down, he had the army. He splits off 2/3 of it in an ill-fated attempt. Like, what's even in the main? Some gateways? And suddenly the army supplies are even. Oh, Spirit misreading his position in this game, I think, so hard. It is hard. When the Protoss is continually pressuring you, it really does feel like you need to get something done. So, he doesn't see the army supply, he doesn't see the worker count, he doesn't see what's in production. But, oh, his instincts serving him, like, the counterintuitive play is here. Against most other Protoss, yeah, maybe that's the play. Split their attention, split their army. But Nice was getting ground down. He was getting slowly chipped away. And now, without the army supply to really fight on 2 fronts, Spirit has put himself into an uncomfortably low supply position. Like, he can't afford a disruptor hit. Charge lots actually deny mining on a base. Nice still very much struggling economically. Yeah, just throwing, like, Nice unwilling to engage any of these planetaries. In fact, the planetaries are mined out. At least one of them. The other one has 4 patches left. We're actually running out across the board. Is that the only orbital? There are 2 orbitals. One here. I think one floated from whatever base this is to the main. And now it's going back. And there go all the SCVs! Oh no! Loses 15! Comes back! Hits the shot! The Disruptor has some incredible zoning, but he's out of Raptors! The Liberators are taken out. The Colossi stutter stepping back. One badly bruised. Takes it down. A lot of damage being dealt. Drop at the back of Nice's... I almost said his main. It's his main mining at this point. But he loses a whole bunch of probes. So while a good engagement to start for Nice, he does lose a lot of those key Robo Bay units. The Nexus itself was being targeted. And at this point, Nice can't afford to just add 3 or 4 more Nexi on. It's just not in the cards or the bank account right now. Zealots all over the place. Scans, Liberators, and Ghosts, though, are 2 of the most cost-effective units in the entire game. This, if you were ever in a low-economy scenario, these are 2 of the units. You want as many as you can get. He's sniping Zealots. He's got half a dozen Ghosts. 1 Disruptor could change everything. Curveball from the right. Looking for more. The Colossus left isolated. Oh no! The Archon, there's no energy for EMPs. It's gonna take a lot of damage. The Disruptor wandering into the fray. Targeted down. Block Stalkers. Going forward. There's not enough bio units to hold the line. The army, 2 Marauders. Going for the Nexus. He needs to try to save it. It's gone. Only long distance mining. But this is an orbital. He can kill that too. There's no mining for anyone. Down to the 30 workers. A very risky siege here. There's no bio army underneath it. He might still be able to just kill the orbital and negate the need for the Liberators at all. Blanks out of the Liberator shops. Nobody's really mining anymore. We're down to several hundred minerals as opposed to several thousand. Yeah, sure. About even. A scan spots that there's no other Nexus. Suddenly, there's nothing left. And when times get desperate, the desperate get storm. For the first time in this series, nice. Against Mass Ghost Liberator, we'll choose Storm, which is a choice. I mean, he doesn't have many minerals and he has some gas. Oh my god. Well, Stalkers, nope, no. Like, he just, yeah, no. 200, more Zealots than Marines have been lost in this game, which is insane. 161 probes. The Storms, I mean, the Templar have not been used as Templar this entire series. He's stacking them all up. Like, one EMP will just wipe this out. But the Storms show up. Does he have enough energy? He has 82 on one. No, he EMPs the Stalkers. There's no more Storm. I mean, there's no more EMP. He doesn't have the energy. He's not going to have it for a bit, too. He used all that energy. He's just going to morph Archons. No Warp Prism to ferry them around. Nice is actually starting to really struggle here. Feedback, make sure those ghosts won't have energy anytime soon, but they do survive. He tries to snipe one with Stalkers, but it's kind of clear he's not very comfortable with this unit composition. I don't, like, there's not even that many minerals left here. There's no reason to attack in, but what else do you do? Nice doesn't even have a Nexus. This game may very well end, not with a bang, but with a whimper. Spirit is holding. After all of this, after hundreds of gateway units lost, Nice refuses to stop attacking into an entrenched position. But he doesn't have the battering ram he needs anymore. Storm isn't gonna cut it against Liberators and tanks. He recalls some Stalkers here. There's a Ghost drop to counter the Templar. Oh, he spots it. The pre-split. Oh, he gets the feedbacks! And the water balloons are... Wow. High Templar. Oh, we'll give the High Templar the kill credit there. Water balloons countering Ghosts. And suddenly... Whoa, whoa, whoa. He's... Spirit is out of position. Does he have EMPs? He lands one on some of the Templar. Not all. The Storms are far off the mark. Archons being morphed underneath, and that might do it! Spirit takes it all the way back! And he holds! Sanity prevails! Nice! Takes him to the brink, but he just doesn't know how to close it out. You can throw hundreds of charge lots at the problem. But at the end of the day, you might still come up empty. Oh my. 225 charge. You lost 54,000 minerals. I mean, Spirit wasn't too far behind on that. But a slugfest... mining still counts as the game ends. What a series. It might not be the very best of StarCraft, but sometimes the very best are just boring. Here we see the true slugfest. Mistakes on both sides, but also drama, I don't know. I have to reconsider many things. Hotkeys, control groups, build orders.
Chilling for 16 months.
Whether Ardrith Gaming is chilling for 16 months and whether I made your day a little bit better. Thank you guys for watching this best of IEM Katowice. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. If you had a nickname for charge lots, what would it be? What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Interpret it how you like. But these charge lot Phoenix builds, they need a new name. That's a boring build. What an outro. Making about as much sense as most of those games. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Check out more of the best of IEM Katowice 2022. I'll see you next time. Stay tuned.